the conflict in Gaza has entered a new, critical phase. Recent reports suggest a significant turning point. Hamas fighters are reportedly fleeing their positions as the Israeli Defense Forces intensify their offensive. The IDF has launched a highly coordinated operation, combining ground troops, constant drone surveillance, and heavy aerial bombardment. Their goal? To completely dismantle Hamas's entrenched infrastructure. This development isn't just a battlefield shift, it's a moment that has captured the attention of world powers, signaling a potential change in the military balance and strategic control in the region. At the heart of this story is the IDF's sophisticated integration of technology and tactical precision. Surveillance drones are feeding real-time intelligence back to commanders, pinpointing Hamas command centers, weapons depots, and their infamous underground tunnel systems. This intel is then used to guide precision missiles and artillery, designed to maximize impact on Hamas strongholds while aiming to minimize collateral damage. The IDF is framing this offensive not as a simple retaliation, but as a broader strategy to systematically cripple Hamas's ability to operate and force them into a full-scale retreat. Military analysts are calling it one of the most aggressive pushes since the conflict began, an attempt by the IDF to completely reshape the dynamics of this war. The response from Hamas tells a story of immense pressure. Reports of fighters abandoning key positions are a strong indicator of both a logistical breakdown and a severe blow to morale. For years, Hamas relied on a fortified network of tunnels, a subterranean advantage that has been heavily compromised by targeted Israeli strikes. The systematic destruction of these hidden corridors has forced Hamas militants to fight above ground, exposing them to Israel's superior firepower and air dominance. Beyond the immediate tactical losses, this sends a powerful symbolic message. Hamas, once seen as a resilient guerrilla force, is now struggling to maintain its grip in the face of Israel's relentless and technologically advanced campaign. Of course, caught in the middle of this escalating violence are the civilians of Gaza, facing unimaginable hardship, displacement, and a deepening humanitarian crisis as the fighting closes in around them. But the crisis is threatening to spill far beyond Gaza's borders. In Yemen, the Houthis, who are aligned with Iran and already active in regional conflicts, are reportedly plotting an unprecedented escalation. Intelligence sources and regional media suggest the Houthis are actively preparing to confront Israel directly. This could open a frightening new front, potentially through long-range drone and missile strikes, or even attempts at disrupting maritime traffic in the vital Red Sea. This potential expansion is setting off alarm bells in both Tel Aviv and Washington, as it threatens to transform the Gaza conflict into a much wider, more devastating regional war. For Israel, the threat is now twofold. On one hand, there's the immediate, intense mission of neutralizing Hamas in Gaza. On the other, there's the looming specter of a multi-front war, stretching from its southern border with Gaza to its northern border with Lebanon, and now, potentially, to the distant shores of Yemen. While the Houthis' military capabilities don't match Israel's advanced defense systems, they still pose a serious and unpredictable challenge. Their proven track record of using drones and missiles to hit high-value targets in Saudi Arabia and the UAE has established them as a force to be reckoned with. An attack on Israel would put its famed Iron Dome and David-S sling defense systems to the test, and could also threaten the security of its crucial maritime trade routes. Military analysts are gaming out a worst-case scenario. What if the Houthis launch coordinated attacks at the same time as Hezbollah in Lebanon, or with Iranian-backed militias in Syria and Iraq? Such a synchronized assault could overwhelm Israel, forcing it to fight simultaneous threats across multiple borders. This is what makes the Houthi plotting so deeply concerning. It's not just an act of symbolic solidarity with Hamas. It represents a calculated, strategic attempt to stretch the battlefield and put maximum pressure on Israel and its allies. From a military performance standpoint, the IDF's operation in Gaza is a masterclass in modern warfare. It showcases Israel's heavy reliance on advanced technology as the defining feature of its campaigns. We're talking about satellite-guided bombs, AI-powered target analysis, and real-time battlefield coordination that gives them a decisive edge. The effectiveness of these tools is evident in the rapid weakening of Hamas's defensive posture. The destruction of tunnels, the elimination of key commanders, and the disruption of communication channels all point to the efficiency of Israel's strategy. However, this efficiency comes at a staggering humanitarian cost, fueling international criticism and raising profound questions about proportionality and civilian protection in the age of high-tech warfare. For Hamas, their performance under this immense pressure appears strained. Once known for their adaptive guerrilla tactics, they now face an overwhelming force backed by surveillance technology that leaves them with little room to maneuver. The reports of retreating fighters suggest more than just a tactical withdrawal. They could indicate fractures and a collapse of morale within the group's ranks. This might be why Hamas has increasingly turned to the international stage, urging allied groups like the Houthis and Hezbollah to escalate their own actions against Israel. Their core strategy has always been about leveraging asymmetry. They know they can't outmatch Israel militarily, so their goal is to widen the conflict, draw in more players, and force Israel into overextending its resources. Meanwhile, the Houthis are positioning themselves as the ultimate wildcard in this explosive confrontation. Their unique selling point is their proven ability to project power far beyond Yemen's borders through unconventional means. Their performance in past conflicts, using drones and ballistic missiles against well-defended targets, suggests that even if they can't defeat Israel, they can inflict significant disruption and score major symbolic victories. By plotting a direct strike against Israel, they aim to demonstrate solidarity with the Palestinian cause, while also asserting themselves as a central player in the wider axis of resistance supported by Iran. Internally, this move could also rally support at home, framing their local struggle as part of a much larger, righteous regional cause. The design of this escalation is multifaceted, with each actor playing a different game. For Israel, the design is rooted in precision, control, and deterrence. Every strike is calculated not just for its immediate battlefield effect, but for its long-term psychological and strategic impact on its adversaries. For Hamas, the design is about survival and propaganda, maintaining relevance and the image of resistance even when militarily cornered. And for the Houthis, the design is about expanding the conflict's geography, making Israel feel pressure from completely unexpected directions. These different strategies are now intersecting, creating a complex and volatile mosaic of military, political, and ideological confrontation that is incredibly difficult to predict. The international community is now facing a profound dilemma. Western nations, led by the United States, continue to support Israel's right to self-defense, while simultaneously calling for restraint to prevent a full-blown humanitarian catastrophe. On the other side, regional powers like Iran are framing the IDF's offensive as naked aggression and are using the Houthi threat as leverage to pressure Israel and its allies. This clash of narratives reflects the massive geopolitical stakes of the conflict. The central question is no longer just about the future of Gaza, it's about whether the entire Middle East is teetering on the brink of a much larger, more devastating war. What makes this unfolding story so significant is its unprecedented scope and potential consequences. On one hand, Hamas's retreat could signal a weakening of their long-held control over Gaza. Yet, on the other hand, the active involvement of a group like the Houthis suggests the conflict is not narrowing, but dangerously expanding. Israel's advanced military performance showcases its unmatched tactical capabilities, but it also highlights the inherent risk of overextension if a multi-front war erupts. For all of us watching, what makes this moment so critical is not just the intense fighting in Gaza, but the terrifying possibility that this local conflict could spiral into a regional inferno with truly global implications. Every new development, from a tactical retreat in Gaza to a strategic threat from Yemen, is a piece of a much larger puzzle, revealing the strengths, vulnerabilities, and high-stakes gambles of every actor involved. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more in-depth coverage of global events. Stay informed and stay safe.